Hi guys, welcome to episode 2 of I Have Something to Say. We just got done with Thanksgiving, so this podcast will go out a week, 2 weeks after Thanksgiving. Again, with my lovely co-host, Courtney Hansen, with homegrown, home sold.
Homegrown, home sold.
Homegrown, home sold. We were doing a lunch review today, so we went to Saranac Commons.
Yep.
We walked in. I went to the gluten-free, dairy-free section.
Wait, maybe some people don't know what Saranac Commons is.
You're right. Okay, Saranac Commons is actually like a whole block now in downtown Spokane.
Is it?
Yeah, so they have Saranac Commons Art Gallery for like local artists to put up like art installations. And then they have Saranac Tap House, which is like a full-blown restaurant, bar, outdoor seating, super cute. I've had like a couple birthday parties there for friends. They do a good job. And then there's Saranac Commons, which is kind of like going to like a cafeteria, maybe is a good way to put it.
Yeah.
They're really popular when I lived in big cities. These kind of like milk market kind of farmer, like there's different things. So there's like a coffee shop, and this is like your hipster indie coffee shop that has like 2 flavors, vanilla and chocolate. So don't get fancy. They don't even have chai. And then there is Boots Bakery, which it's all gluten-free and all dairy-free and vegan, which is great for me. Everything does kind of look similar in the case, so you have to read the cards, but it's really good.
Yes, it does.
And then there's a bar in the back that I've never gone to, and I want to say they do some foods.
I didn't even know there was a bar in the back.
Yeah, there's like a little bar in the back, and then there's a pizza place called Peace Pie. Mm-hmm. And they do have gluten-free pizza, but gluten-free, dairy-free pizza is really just like sad marinara cardboard. So I usually opt out of that unless it's like something to write home about. But I got girl lunch, which was half of a pumpkin waffle.
What is this girl lunch thing?
Girl lunch.
I don't get it.
Like girl dinner, girl lunch.
I keep seeing it everywhere. And
girl dinner.
What's a girl dinner?
Girl dinner is like you get home and you're having like a handful of lunch meat and maybe like a little plate of like chips and cheese, and then you're also gonna like make like 2 chicken strips in the air fryer. Like it's an uncohesive meal. And it may not fit anything in your food pyramid. Like we are not counting food groups here. This is girl wants.
Okay, so it might even just be all meats.
It could be all meats. It could be like you open a can of olives, you're having like a can of olives and some brie and some crackers. Like that could be girl dinner. Girl dinner is a uncohesive meal that does not make sense.
Huh.
And you just put a little like ting at the end, and it it gets better. My foot's stuck.
Sounds like what I eat all the time.
Girl lunch is the same thing, but just different portions. And then I got 1 single corn fritter. I had half of a pumpkin waffle and then 1 single corn fritter for lunch. And I didn't even finish it. It was too big. And then Courtney
I had the calzone.
Yeah.
So me and Brooklyn are like exact opposites when it comes to food. I find like the thing that I like, and that's what I get every time. Like
so
if we go to, what is it, that place down in Browns Addition, the Elk?
Oh yeah, they've got so many good things.
If we go to there, Brooklyn gets something different every time. I couldn't even tell you what she would want to order there. I go there and I get the quesadilla every time. It's delicious.
Do you get corn pasta with it?
No.
Oh gosh. So
just get the quesadilla.
The Elk also owns Moontime, Honey.
We tried to go to Moontime.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Oh yes, we did. Yeah, we pulled in at like, I think they closed at like 11, and we pulled in at 10:55. We sit down there like, we don't have food.
No food. Yeah. So, yeah.
They have gift cards at Costco right now. Did you see this?
No.
So that whole group of foods, so it's called the Eat Good Society House, Eat Good Company. They own like a couple of different restaurants between Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. They have gift cards at the Coeur d'Alene and Spokane Costco's. That's like $100 worth of gift cards for $75.
Oh, that's a good deal.
It is a good deal.
Yeah.
And I think they're broken up into 25 increments.
That's a really good deal. So you get basically 1 gift card for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really, it's a good, what is it?
That would be a good,
Eat Good.
Like a good gifting option.
No, I will get something different every time. Courtney is creature of habit.
I will get the same thing. So I did the pepperoni calzone, which I thought would be, like a 1-person size. Maybe this is a 1-person size. I don't know. but it was
I wonder why Americans
huge.
are so overweight.
Right? This thing was gigantic, so I have half of it left. But it was good. It was just mozzarella cheese, pepperoni. Their marinara sauce is very good, and I'm not usually a fan of marinara.
But
so.
like, out of a score of like 1 through 10, what would you give it overall?
I'd probably give it a 7.
Okay.
I feel like the crust needs like maybe some more garlic or some more like Parmesan or seasoning on it or something.
Service? How was service?
It was pretty slow.
You looked at me like, do we say it?
Should I say that?
To be fair, I
They were
did
kinda slow.
notice that guy when like that guy that was walking in when we were still talking had just flipped around the open sign.
Okay.
So I think that maybe they don't technically open until 11, and they were just being nice for you.
Maybe they were being nice to me.
Or they did open at whatever time we got there, and they forgot to turn the open.
I feel like we got there at like 11:45.
So yeah, maybe they don't open until 12. I don't know, but I just saw that he had flipped the sign around.
Okay.
Either they were being nice,
or they had just opened and things were still getting going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I've been there before. I had a pepperoni pizza. Also, it's fine. And it wasn't that slow that time. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would give mine like an 8 out of 10, only because gluten-free food only has so far to go.
Sure. So, but for gluten-free,
Yeah, it's great. It's
Okay.
great for gluten-free. But I do know the other side of the world that has real flour, and
I know it's hard.
it's like,
Yeah.
it's just always hard. Like, I'm
Exponentially
sitting
better.
here eating my food, and if this wasn't here, I'd be like, oh, this is amazing. This is a 10 out of 10.
Uh-huh.
But I'm sitting here smelling that cheesy bread goodness, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, second-class citizen over here.
Yeah.
So Courtney and I had Thanksgiving together this year.
We did.
And Courtney was nice enough to make like a dairy-free, gluten-free.
Oh, yeah.
Green bean
casserole.
Yeah, it was so good. And my brother goes, oh, it's like grown-up green bean casserole.
They weren't canned green beans. They were real green beans.
And it wasn't canned soup. It was real
It wasn't
soup.
canned soup. But I don't feel like you would necessarily be able to tell that it wasn't canned soup
Yeah.
if not for the real
But
green beans.
like, even my aunt makes green bean casserole with like the cheese Campbell soup, so it's like yellowy,
Got it.
orangey, whatever.
Yeah.
And
Like the condensed cream soup or something.
yeah, like what? Yeah, but I didn't grow up eating green bean casserole. My mom made broccoli casserole, which was like blue cheese and gorgonzola and like heavy cream. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That sounds good too.
How long? That was like in the notes. How long will you continue to eat your Thanksgiving leftovers? Like, at what time are you like, we're done, we're throwing it away?
We have family in town for like the weekend after Thanksgiving. We didn't this year. But we also went and spent Thanksgiving with Brooklyn at Tyler's house. And so we didn't cook the turkey. I do have a turkey to cook because I love Thanksgiving leftovers. But I'd say I would give it a week. I think we'll eat them for a week, and then we'll be like, okay, I don't want a turkey in a roll with mashed potatoes anymore.
Yeah, I feel like, I really feel like this is the lineage, right? So you have Thanksgiving, we have Thanksgiving dinner, which is between 4 and 5:30. We were really supposed to eat at Tyler's at 4. Did you notice that? They kept saying, we're going to make it this year. We're going to make it this year.
It was like 5:15 or something.
An hour and 15 minutes
Yeah.
late. I was like, you guys are saying we're going to make it this year, and you were still mashing potatoes. Like, there was no way we were sitting down at 4 o'clock. But anyhow.
Luckily, there was plenty of wine.
Ooh, keep thinking on my wine. So you have that, and then I feel like around midnight, if you guys are still up playing games, you make like the Thanksgiving sandwich, which when you guys left, Brady was like, go say goodbye to Courtney. I was eating my own stuffing out of my bag because there was no spoons left in the house. There was no spoons and no clean forks left in the house. We had gone through, I think we had Thanksgiving for like 25 people in the house or something.
Yeah, with the kids.
Yeah. There's like shoveling it in my mouth. You get that. I think the next day you probably make like another small miniature plate of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And then you kind of like...
You could also like fry up the the mashed potatoes into like
so I
a
think
breakfast
like
type of
day
thing.
2, day 3, you start getting creative, if you will. You're like, we're going to make Thanksgiving pot stickers and Thanksgiving sliders and mashed potato pancakes. And then day 4, you're like, I'm eating bread salad on bread with white potatoes,
Mm-hmm.
and then essentially floury turkey sauce.
Yep.
I think you get like max 5 days.
Yeah.
After eating like essentially the same meal every day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how like bodybuilders or people who do meal prep and eat the same
Same
thing 2 times a day.
Yeah. Yeah. One of our friends is a bodybuilder and he eats the same thing all the time. I don't know how he does it.
I dated a bodybuilder and yeah, same thing. And I was like, yeah, but food should be fun and like life is short. Eat a good meal, which I still live by. I have to work way harder now to have.
Although if it were just me, I probably would eat the same thing
Really?
often. Yeah, because like we were just saying, I'll go to the restaurant and order the same thing.
I think you say that. But week 3, you'd be like, I'm not eating any more rice and sweet potatoes and ground turkey.
Maybe. I don't think I could eat it every day, but I could do like Monday, this is what I eat. And every Monday, that's just what I make.
Yeah, but
like
that's
Tuesday,
okay.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, all right.
But I don't think I could do like 5 days a week, same thing.
No, but when I dated a bodybuilder, it was that way.
Yeah.
And then I brought home butter one time, like the good Kerrygold butter, because I wasn't bodybuilding.
Sure.
And we got in a full-fledged fight.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you bring that into this house? And I'm like, it's butter. Don't eat it then. Eat your weird margarine.
You should just like cut a spoonful. Just eat a spoonful of butter.
I was eating it with bread in front of him. I'm like, I'm so sorry that your sweet potatoes taste like nothing. I'm so sorry. And then, like, Thanksgiving, so then, did you guys go out Black Friday shopping at all?
We did not go out anywhere.
Right into the microphone.
Yeah.
Did you shop online?
Still a little sick. Yes.
Yeah.
I did shop online. I'm still shopping online because, Cyber Monday.
Cyber Monday, yeah.
Today.
Cyber Monday is actually way better than, I mean, I feel like they release sales that whole week now.
Oh, yeah. Even the beginning of November, I got a better sale on Kindles than are right now.
I went out shopping Wednesday, which was magnificent because there was nobody out because everybody was home being crazy.
Right.
And so it was like the whole store to myself. It was so relaxing, so great. Had a great little afternoon to myself before I got home to the husband and kids.
Did you find anything good?
Yeah, I got. I was at that point. I had like 1.5 people left to do already because I do shop so early to kind of spread out.
Yeah,
the
she bought a
stress.
Christmas present for me in July.
I sure did. It makes it not feel so heavy when you do it all at once.
Yeah. See, my problem is if I do it so early, then I like find something that I'm like, oh, well, I want to do this more, and so then I end up buying like more than one thing, or and I have to like reshuffle
I did realize that
gifts.
I went really ham with my grandparents this year because I started so early.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just going to feel really loved this year, which is fine because they have done more than enough for me in my lifetime.
Yes, grandparents, you can do that.
Yeah. And I feel like I still need to get a couple more things for my nieces and nephews.
Mm-hmm.
But that is the other thing with starting early is you're like, where do I stop? Because there's still things going on. But like really today, that if I was like, I had Christmas tomorrow, I would be done. Everything's done. I'm just waiting for everything to arrive now. And then I started wrapping last week, but I bought like metallic ink pens.
Yeah.
And they didn't come yet, so I just wrapped. And I just hope.
This also just, I cannot wrap my mind around wrapping the present. So I'm like, now you don't know what it is. It's all wrapped.
Yeah, it's all wrapped.
But it does not have the name of the person on it.
Each one of my gifts is wrapped in beautiful cardstock paper, a double-wrapped velvet bow, a hanging ornament.
But you don't know whose is whose.
Well, I can shake it.
That wouldn't work for me. I would be like... Also because I got every single one of my kids a Kindle. So like once it's wrapped,
every kid gets a Kindle?
Know.
You get a Kindle,
yeah.
You get a Kindle,
they
you
all
get a
got
Kindle.
Kindles.
Can you do other things on a Kindle? Like, can you go on the internet?
No. I didn't. Well, you could if you got the kind of Kindle that does that. I didn't get those. I got the reading kind, the paper whites.
Cool. I went on a trip with my friend Elizabeth one time.
And she had a Kindle.
She did, and first off, this was back when I would check luggage to go on a one-day trip anywhere. I've changed my ways. I carry on now, but we were going to Scottsdale, I think, for 3 or 4 nights.
Yeah.
I checked 2 bags.
I believe it.
And I had my, like, huge tote bag.
Mm-hmm.
And I picked her up at, like, 3:30 in the morning. I was like, go get your stuff. And she's like, it's all in this bag. It was, I shit you not, a North Face backpack. I'm like, no, go get your stuff. She's like, it's all in here.
It's right here.
I'm like, we have, like, we're going to clubs, we have dinners, we might go hiking.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's all in here.
She just, like, rolled it all
I
up.
have no idea to this day how everything fit in there. But then we get on the airplane, and I have my tablet, my laptop, my phone, my AirPods, some coloring books, a couple of paper books. She's like, what is all this? What are you possibly you're gonna like play on your computer and read a book and color? And
you're
I was
like stressing yourself out trying to do all your leisure activities.
honestly, I'm like, this is my time to relax. I better do it all.
I have to do all these things.
I'm like, what is that? She's like, it's a paperweight. I was like, oh, does it have games? She's like, no, it's a book. I'm like, can you go on the internet? And she's like, no, it's a book.
Mm-hmm. It's a book.
That's all you can do on it?
Yeah. You read on it. That's it.
But how do you get the books on the book?
You have like a Kindle account and it's linked to Amazon, or you can also link it to like the library. So like your Audible, you can link it to your Kindle. You could just, it'll
My
hold
Nana
like
has a
lots of
Kindle.
books. I know. They're so cool.
Do you have one?
No.
Too late.
All my kids do know.
Already shopped for you. Sorry, all done.
You don't need to buy me a Kindle. Someday I'll
I'll
get
sell
one.
my hair.
Brooklyn's like, you need money? I'll sell my hair. They have a Kindle Scribe where you can like color on it while you're reading. I haven't done that, but I feel like maybe that would be nice. I don't know. It's in black and white. I'm not sure about it. But.
It's like kind of like when your parents first got like a PC or a Dell, and you found out that there was a thing called like art boards, and you could like paint and spray paint, and you would spend like hours working on it. And all you had to do was like hit a button, and the whole thing would be gone.
Yes, I remember that program.
It's terrible.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So where are you at? Are you almost done with your Christmas shopping?
So I'd say I'm about half. I'm almost done with my kids' Christmas shopping. I have some nieces and nephews to shop for. So like I don't usually get everyone a present, especially if I'm not going to see them for Christmas.
Yeah.
But my mom is doing she's taking us all to the reindeer farm in Leavenworth. So that's kind of like our Christmas outing. So I'm kind of counting that as like Christmas with like my brother's going to go and his kids. So we're just going to do that for Christmas. So our Christmas on that side is going to be more of like an activity type of thing.
Perfect.
So I'm not going to like buy each one a present or anything.
Are great. I got you an activity for your birthday this year.
I love activities. Yeah.
I got you a trip to drive me to Montana.
Yep. And it's going to be great when we go in February. Can't wait.
And do you wrap all your gifts, or are you a gift bag person?
I usually wrap them because I don't like I don't know, I'd have to get all of the presents to then like see what gift bag they would fit in.
Let's see.
So I wrap the presents, and then if I don't, like if one of them is going to be like obnoxious to wrap, I'll put it in a gift bag.
I want to wrap everything this year, but a couple of the gifts are so awkward. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
But word to the wise, Amazon, like school paper card stock that comes on like the rolls of like 500 yards, pick a color, cheapest way to do Christmas paper. It will last you 5 years. Or number 2, the dollar store has great wrapping paper.
Yeah.
So many fun prints.
Yeah.
They just only come in like
really short rolls.
Yeah.
Which is kind of okay because sometimes when you have to store it through the year, they get ruined. But
why?
Because they get like smashed places.
Why would they get smashed?
Because other people live in your house besides just you.
That doesn't happen for me.
Well, you have a roommate. I've heard about her.
No, I did not.
She doesn't touch your wrapping paper?
She is not a roommate. She is my sister.
I was talking about you.
Oh, yeah. I was like, she is not my roommate. She sometimes stays with me because I guess I have shared custody of her. But yeah, me. Yeah, me might be a problem.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, I buy wrapping paper at Costco. And so
I want to install little shelves that hold it.
That would
like
be...
an elf.
That would be amazing. And you could have, like, the ribbons up and, like...
Oh, it's like the Grinch. And he's like...
Yes.
Finger, please.
Yeah.
Wait, is there anything else we have to get through? Oh, I was just going to say that this month is going to go so fast. Because December 2nd is on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then the following Friday, we have our Christmas party.
Yep.
Which is the... No, that's not right.
No, yeah, I think you're right.
No, that's not right.
Yeah, which I need to buy my present for.
No, that's not right.
Oh, no, it's the next weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Which means next week we have to work, me and Courtney write awards for everybody on our team.
Similar to, like, the Dundee Awards.
They're called the Carcier Awards.
Yeah.
And so we have that. And
we did it last year, and I am not going to lie, we set the bar really high.
It was really good. I don't know how it started. I think it started with, like, we should make Tyler an award.
Yes.
Tyler owns Carlson & Co.
Yeah.
And I said, he is Philadelphia? No, Michael Scott.
He is Michael Scott.
He is Michael Scott.
Absolutely Michael Scott.
And then we're like, well, then we should probably make Gen 1. And then we're like, maybe we should do it for all the admin. And then it kind of spiraled. And so I think there was like...
Yeah, and Tyler was like, so you guys going to make these for everyone? And we're like, yeah.
Courtney was like, no. And I was like, yes! You okay? So then I think there ended up being like 25 awards that we made.
Yeah, at least.
And...
but they were so good.
They were so good. And then we got all of them done. We framed them. And then we got there and Tyler's like, cool, I can't wait to start presenting them, which was the most Michael Scott thing you can do.
Yeah.
All the work, all the credit.
Yep. He's like, I want all of the award without any of the work.
And then you could tell that he didn't do them because he would pick it up and read it.
Be like,
ha, that's hilarious. So we have that, which you have to figure out what you're gonna wear to the Christmas party.
Oh my gosh, this again.
I know what I'm gonna wear.
I know, but if you wanted to match, you haven't told me what you're gonna wear.
I can't tell you because
then we can't match.
They'll know.
They're not gonna be there.
They might. I'm baking Christmas cookies on the 15th, which is not important to anybody, but it is in my Google Calendar.
Oh my gosh. We got invited to a cookie decorating party on the 16th, and I was like,
sounds horrible.
We can't.
Sounds sticky.
Can't do it.
Sounds like shared resources. Communism.
And also, like, none of it my kids can probably eat. Like, they probably can't eat any of it because food dyes and everything. So
there's probably food dye in that pizza.
Probably.
Leader of the pack. So we put out our first podcast last week. And
did you listen to it?
I did. And oh my God, guys, I'm so sorry. My voice is so strange. Like, it is really hard. I don't know. And I think it's a thing I'm going to have to get over. But if anyone could tell me how to, like their voice more.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that. I hate my voice. I don't even like listening to my voicemail. Like, I don't like setting my voicemail because I have to listen to it. And I hate that. I
was in speech therapy for years so that I could get rid of my, it wasn't a stutter and it wasn't like a lisp. It was kind of like I couldn't say my R's and my W's.
Like a speech impediment?
Yeah. Go. It was like go.
Yeah, sounds like
but I feel like I'm right back there now. It was awful.
Like you should do your speech exercises before we start.
Ma. Yeah, Sharpay Evans. But yeah, but I told Courtney that
we were talking about listening to our voice on the podcast.
Yeah,
and your speech impediment.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you. Bring that back up. Oh, and also she had dyslexia, and apparently also have astigmatism. So I feel like I'm just kind of like clunking down the side of the road.
Yeah.
Which here's the deal: is I feel like everyone gets astigmatism eventually. I don't feel like it's that special.
It's not that special. A lot of people have astigmatism.
Yeah.
I have astigmatism.
Yeah.
Very slight.
I feel like everyone has a weird dialect, mouth impediment.
Totally. We just call them accents.
Nar. Australia has quite the impediment. I think everyone has a touch of ADHD.
It's very possible.
I think more people should have a touch of OCD.
Really?
I think the world would be a better place if everyone...
I was thinking today that OCD is such a luxury.
I think everyone should have a little bit of OCD in them, and they would be so much better off. like lesso depresso. And more ocidiso. Listen, you can't be sad if your house is clean.
I mean,
you can.
you're good, but you might feel better about your sadness.
You typically feel better, yeah.
Yeah. I did not listen to the podcast.
Yeah, I knew you wouldn't.
I know, I did not.
You have to.
Do I really have to?
Yes!
Why?
I can't.
I don't want to.
Listen, you have to.
I know, and I really should like share it on my social media. But I'm like, then people are gonna listen to it.
People might listen to it if I tell them to listen to it.
Right?
Oh no, I'm the master of my own demise. Oh. No, but I'm sure, like, I remember listening to the very first podcast of, like, Whitney Cummings, and she has a very successful podcast now. Good for you. And
Is she the
I feel
comedian?
like something's burning.
No.
Okay.
She's in a burning building. There's no fire alarm in here.
Death by podcast. No, she's a great podcaster now. She's very good and successful, and
yeah.
Whether you like her or you don't like her, she's still doing it and makes a ton of content. But I do remember listening to her first one, and it was pretty brutal. Also, most really good podcasts have a team of editors and scripts, and they splice everything. Like, it's usually, if you look at Joe Rogan's podcast, they're like 2.5 hours, and they're usually there even longer recording. Like, I think it's like 4 or 5 hours recording a podcast.
Yeah. That's a long time.
It is a long time, but they do it because they really want it to be like a conversation, and they're at like a, they're in a room and there's drinks, and it's not 5 billion degrees in this building, which this is the warmest spot in the whole building.
Why?
Because of the lights.
There's one heat vent right there.
But it's freezing in the main office.
It is, yeah. Often.
When you're here and have to share your blanket, it's a real bummer. Casey keeps opening the notes and then closing them, and so then they close on my phone.
How do you know that? It tells you when he's opened the note? That's terrible.
Okay, let's do our hot takes, grandma gears, and then we'll move on to announcements, and then we'll get going.
Okay.
All right.
So you're saying everyone is sick. Yes.
Everyone is sick.
I agree.
Everyone is getting skinny.
Really?
I feel like everyone is getting super skinny. And I feel like everyone is not reaching their potential.
Well, it sounds like they're working on it if they're getting super skinny.
No.
I mean, who's getting skinnier?
Like, movie stars are getting skinnier. If you look at...
I don't keep up with any of the movie stars.
Look at, like, the people around you. Like, you'll notice that everyone is getting skinny. And everyone is getting sick, and staying sick.
Oh, yeah, I've been sick. I mean, our last podcast we recorded was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I was sick then.
Yeah.
I'm still sick.
I don't know. I'm just saying. These are just some things I'm noticing. Maybe they're not linked. Maybe they are.
I don't know. I do feel like the cold this year is a long one. It's lasting a long time. It's lingering.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Do you think it's like a unknown variant of the thing that we shall not say?
The vid?
Of the vid?
No. Well, it could be, honestly. But I think that it's...
Because I've taken a vid test, and Mace has taken a vid test, and we're both negative.
Yeah, I don't really trust the vid tests. I feel like they're kind of dumb. But...
Oh, wait, maybe it's a pregnancy test. Just kidding.
Oh, whoopsies. Like,
just kidding.
Do you pee on the stick or do you swab your mouth? I'm not sure.
Do you all the way back there? No, I'm not doing that. I'll put it in my cheek. I'm not doing that.
I think there were just like a number of things going around, and I got a couple different things.
I always think about like a strep test, so they have to put that thing all the way in the back of your throat. But what about if they don't get enough
of a sample?
Yeah, or they don't go far enough, or they go too far or too far up, like, and they miss it. So then they don't diagnose you with strep. They're like, you just have a really bad cough. because I swore I had strep in college. Like, I had strep before. I knew what it felt like. This was strep. I could barely breathe. When I did breathe, it felt like I was swallowing knives.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, nope, you don't have strep. I'm like, I know I have strep. I know I do.
When did they, like, how long did they let the culture grow?
I don't know, it was probably a couple days.
Usually they know, like, they can do, like, a rapid, which is, I don't know, 24 hours maybe?
Yeah.
But then they'll also usually let it grow for, like, 48 or 72 just to make sure.
Yeah. But they also, like, when I had, like, a skin sample down this summer, and they called me, and they're like, so it's this. And I was like, oh, no, what does that mean? And they were like, then they explained it. I'm like, why don't you just start with that? Why don't you just start with the explanation and be like, it's referred to as this in the medical journal. Because I did not go to medical school for 8 years. I barely paid attention in health class. Honestly, it was a lot of texting. A lot of uncomfortable conversations I didn't like.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I just noticed that everyone, there's that.
Yeah, I agree. Everyone is sick right now, and it's lasting a really long time.
I feel like late onset. Oh, wait.
What do you mean everything is leveling down?
Like, you can either level up or you can level down.
Oh.
Like, they're not reaching the... I just feel like everyone is, like, just kind of coasting to the end of the year. And maybe that's just a thing that we do because it's like we got to get through the holidays, which is a really sad thing to be like, we got to get through the holidays, not enjoy them. We got to get through them.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like I'm also just watching a lot of people in relationships that could be doing better.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe more than they could be doing better, but they could want to do better. Like, 'cause I feel like everybody could do better, but if you don't want to do better, you're going to do worse. And I'm
sure it's like looking through a looking glass or maybe whatever, but it does feel when you're on this side and you're watching your friends and people you love and you care about do things that you're like, if you could see it from my side, you would never be doing that.
Yeah.
But they're in it too thick.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you can't see the forest through the trees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then I also feel like late onset adult anxiety is a thing.
Social anxiety?
Late onset adult social anxiety.
Yeah, but still social anxiety. I would have never pinned you to have social anxiety. What makes you think you have social anxiety?
Sometimes I don't want to go.
What?
Every once in a while, I don't want to go. I just want to stay home. Especially if maybe I don't know everybody who's going to be there.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
I mean, not all the time.
That's like usually a me thing. Like if I don't know people there, I'm like, I don't really want to go. Like I don't want to chit chat with people I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't happen all the time, but it's happening every once in a while, more so.
When did it happen last?
I actually can't recall. I usually just end up going because I don't want to make anyone upset.
So the people pleasing has not superseded the social anxiety.
No. The people pleasing is still through the roof.
Okay. Okay. Or it does always supersede.
I don't know how to say no.
That's true.
It's like if I could give you a scene to best represent it. In The Grinch, he's sitting on the chair, and it's like the fudge eating competition.
Yes.
Or pudding.
Yes, and he's like, okay.
This is not pudding. Okay.
Okay.
That is me.
You're just in the chair of cheer all the time. Well,
I once had a boyfriend told me that my spiritual animal was from The Grinch. And I was like Cindy Lou Who? He's like, no. And I was like, Martha Mehuvier? He's like, no. And I was like, there's no other girls in the movie. He's like, you're very Grinchy. And I was like, what? He's like, ooh, that's it. I'm not going. I have nothing to wear. And I'm like, okay, well, he has a point there. He's
Except for you do always go.
So did the Grinch. So did the Grinch.
But didn't Cindy Lou have to go get him and bring him there?
Are you my Cindy Lou?
Me?
No.
I'm the one that doesn't want to go either.
Are you the dog?
Max.
Yeah.
Could be Max.
Staring into abyss. Funny voicemails.
Yeah. Oh, such funny voicemails when he's like, what does he say? Like,
Is your 520 carburetor still running?
no,
Yeah.
when he's like looking at his calendar and he's like, solve world hunger?
Tell no one. Hey. Load entirely. Well, I guess I could push that back.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't cancel
I
them.
can't cancel that again.
Yeah. What's the meanest thing a boyfriend has ever said? Well, I guess not meanest. Weirdly specific, maybe not complimentary thing a boyfriend has ever said to you. I feel like saying that I was pretty grinchy.
It's pretty. Man, I don't really remember.
You're just in perfect relationships all the time.
Oh, absolutely not. But I've just blocked them out, you know? Like, I had one boyfriend for a long time in high school. He was not the best. But I don't really like recall conversations with him.
Has Bo ever said anything mean to you?
Yeah. Totally, all the time. I can't remember anything right now.
He told me on Thursday that he doesn't even know where the sisters in your house are.
He doesn't. He asked me where they were, and I was like, you live here!
I get perennial stress now is what I'm going to call it as well. Which is like, I can see something is about to happen, and then there's nothing I can do to stop it. So I just have to watch it play out. It happens a lot with my mother. And the things that she says. I'm like white knuckling, just like, oh, just hold it in. Don't say it, Jennifer, please. Can we have a nice dinner?
You're just like on a roller coaster and it's already left the station. There's no going back. There's no getting off the ride.
Yes. So we went up to Priest Lake this Friday and they do a winter market.
Okay.
And so there was a girl up there doing permanent jewelry.
Uh-huh.
Her name is something Frost. She's very sweet. So cute, right?
I do not understand this permanent jewelry thing.
It's a bracelet that you can't take off.
I know. Why would you not want to take the bracelet off?
I don't know.
Are you going to shower with it on?
I do, yeah.
I don't like that. I want to take it off when I shower.
But you can't even feel
wet.
it. They're light. They're not like, you can barely even hear them.
So strange. Okay.
Okay, that's really hard to put, but I feel like, look at like the different fatnesses of my wrists. Because like, I feel at one point all of these were pretty tight.
Maybe they stretched out.
They're gold. Does gold stretch?
I don't know. I mean, gold, the purer it gets, does get like more malleable.
Okay, regardless, that's not the point. The point is that she's doing these bracelets.
Yes. You're there. You're with your mom.
Yeah, my sister's getting one too. Great. My parents went into some very old friends from the industry, and the lady's like, oh, did my daughter make your necklace? And my mom wears a big diamond necklace around her neck. And I could see my mom being like, say something. Like, don't say anything. Just say nothing. Just say no. Or, like, we'll go somewhere, and they'll be like, how is your drink? And my mom could just say, oh, it's good. She's like, I don't like it. I'm like, just people please. It's so much easier. Just say, I like it.
Like, it's so good.
We had like a waitress running around. We went to breakfast and she's like running around, and I could tell that my mom like needed more things like a fork and a napkin. But I didn't want this waitress to feel like we were overworking her, so I just went up and got it.
Oh my gosh,
I might have issues.
Yeah. Sometimes you take responsibility for things that aren't necessarily your responsibility.
Me?
Yeah. A little bit.
But I also sometimes see it with Bo. Like when I'm when I'm at
sure.
your house, and I can like see him about to stress out, and you to give him no reaction, which is probably the best reaction.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, let me help you. Let me fix it.
Nope. I told him before I don't give water and sunlight to things I don't want to grow. So.
Are you the water we need?
We're just hoping to choke
And I'm the
that
whiskey they want.
Probably.
I don't like whiskey.
I do.
I know. Okay, what is your childhood... When you think of your childhood Christmas movie, what is that to you?
Well, the movie that I liked the most as a child, Christmas movie, was Miracle on 34th Street.
In black and white?
No. The one with the little girl that's in Matilda.
Mm.
Have you never seen it?
No, I've seen it, but the one I saw was in black and white.
Well, that's the really old one. That's like the original one.
That's the one that I saw. She has
That's
really
like-
curly hair.
That's like from It's a Wonderful Life era, which I like that movie
I've never
too.
seen that movie either.
No?
No. Is that your favorite Christmas movie?
Miracle on 34th Street?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it is the one that's like the most nostalgic for me, but I like a lot of Christmas movies.
When I think of Christmas movies, I think of the claymation Christmas celebration series.
Uh-huh.
So, like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, A Year Without Santa Claus, Jack Frost I really liked. But the one where they have like the little red guy, and I think it's A Year Without Santa Claus, and like all the like Father Time and Mother Nature are all there. They're like whatever. So they call this like meeting.
In the claymation?
Yes. Because Mr. Heat Miser
Mm-hmm.
and the Frosty guy are fighting.
Okay.
And they have that little song that's like, I'm Mr. Heat Miser.
Yes.
I'm Mr. 101.
Yes.
Yes.
I know that song.
That was like my favorite Christmas movie. And then that pretty much like was it for me. And then Elf and The Grinch came out. And that was like, those are like second and third.
I do love The Grinch with Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Elf is super funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zoe Deschanel when she's blonde.
I know.
Yeah.
But I was watching Christmas movies with Harper on Thursday morning, and I'm like, these have no tact.
Which ones did you watch?
It was a terrible one on Disney. It was something like Naughty Nine, or I don't know. It was some.
That does not sound like a Christmas
It
movie.
was like some new age Disney Christmas movies.
Ugh.
Awful.
Yeah.
And so bratty.
I feel like everything on Disney is super bratty.
Yes, and very like inclusive and politically correct, and
yeah. Well, it's on Disney. There's a reason we don't pay for Disney anymore.
Tyler pays for it. There's a war on Netflix too, which we can talk about at a different
There is a war
There's
on
a
Netflix.
war on Netflix,
Yes.
and I am sick of it.
So I'm on this email chain for this group called Move On.
Okay.
And they are historically like a pretty leftist group. And I just like to see the things that they send out to their users. And they sent out a thing that was like, Netflix is raising their prices again after having record profits this year.
Yeah.
And they're going to upcharge you if you want to share your password with another IP address. And they're like, sign our petition to put Netflix in its place. And I was like,
yeah,
I haven't
Netflix
paid
is
for
going
Netflix in,
to
like, 5
continue
years.
on October the 25th. They came out with a statement saying that they are going to continue to ban sharing passwords and create mechanisms and steps to create multiple people using one platform.
Yep.
After its results for the third quarter revealed a surge in subscribers. So they have been working on this slowly. Their numbers ticked up after putting some placements in ban.
So they're like, oh, it's working.
All it takes is honestly, I probably share my Netflix accounts with like 8 people.
Mm-hmm.
More than that. 8 families.
Mm-hmm.
So all it takes is for one family of using 8 to be like, I'm gonna I'll just go pay the $16.99.
Right.
And then which is $16.99 now.
I know.
It used to be like $5.
I know. It was cheaper when they actually had to mail you the CDs.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. I loved it. I thought it was like the coolest thing.
We used to do that, and then Redbox came out. Do you remember Redbox?
Mm-hmm.
Movies were like $1 a night,
Yes.
and that was it. That was groundbreaking because I think Blockbuster was like 2 night minimums, and they were like.
And it was ridiculously expensive.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
It would be like $12 for a movie at Blockbuster.
Well, I remember every like Friday after school, my mom would take us, and we would each go to rent a movie.
Yeah.
And we always had I feel like we always had gift cards to Blockbuster too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I do remember that if we had accidentally kept the movie for like 10 days, it was just cheaper for us to like
buy the movie.
To just not return it. And but I'm like, credit cards weren't that big with Blockbuster, so was it like a check or did you pay for it in how did they?
When you got the movie?
Yeah.
Well, you had to you paid a fee when you got it, right?
Yeah.
And then you had to pay a balance when you brought it back.
Oh.
If you brought it back late or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, did they just charge your card?
I don't think so, but I think the thing is like, if you wanted to rent another movie, you were going to pay that whole balance.
Oh, I see. Because
they kind of had the monopoly on movie rentals.
They did.
Yeah.
Because then all the blockbusters were also all connected.
Yeah.
I see. They had a way.
They did.
Because you probably couldn't rent movies from anywhere else. I think there was Hollywood.
There was Hollywood. We had in Kennewick, we had like a little like mom and pop one. It was called Sunbelt Rentals. And we would actually go to that one pretty often because it was way cheaper than Blockbuster.
We would go to like inside grocery stores used to have movie rentals. Albertsons. That was like, my mom would like go to the checkout and she's like, okay, you guys can go start looking at movies.
Yeah.
And that was a pretty big deal. But I remember at that time in my life, VHS was still a thing. And so we would have to buy the VHS, or we would rent the VHS, and sometimes they didn't rewind it. So you'd get home, you'd put the VHS in.
Yeah.
And you would have to like watch the movie backwards.
Yeah. Yes. You didn't have like a little thing that you put the movie in and it would go.
I have no.
Rewind
this is the part of my memory that I'm activating. That's all I remember. And then also, like, because it was so expensive, you really only got to rent like one movie per kid, or maybe one for me and Brittany both. Yeah. And then that was the movie that you watched on repeat
all weekend.
Yep. Got to get your money's worth.
Right. And if there was no school on Monday, watch it on Monday too. Yeah. They used to also like have a fee if you turned your VHS in without it being rewound. Oh. They would charge you a fee.
But then they were like, we were going to charge them, we're not going to...
We're not going to rewind it.
We're not going to do that.
But hopefully you're going to, because we're going to charge you a fee if you don't.
Yeah. That is like... And where are we at in time?
We have 2 minutes.
All right. Announcements.
Oh, announcements. Yeah. Okay, so we have a little bit of stuff going on. In Spokane, we have some hockey games. So if you like to go watch hockey, or, even if you don't, it's kind of a fun time anyways.
If you like watching hockey, go. If you don't, go.
Maybe they'll have a fight, and that'll make it all worthwhile. November 25th, the Chiefs play Victoria.
Which was 2 days ago.
Was it?
Yeah, girl, it's November 27th.
Oh my gosh. All right, these are irrelevant then. November 29th. The ChatGPT is going to hear from me because I asked it to populate upcoming events, and it gave me old events. There's a jazz concert at Whitworth on the 29th. And then also, big one for this time of year, tickets have opened in Coeur d'Alene. You can do the trip to the North Pole, which is like you go get on their like ferry boat, and they take you across the lake to Santa's workshop, and he reads the nice list, and you like put your kids' names on the nice list, and you read their names, and it's super fun. They also have, during that same time, you can do the Elf on the Shelf, which is downtown Coeur d'Alene, and a lot of the businesses participate, and they hide a little elf character, and like you go, last year it was at like the Irish pub or something, you go and get your card, and once you find the elf in any of the stores, you take it to the front and they'll stamp your card, and then you turn it into the little like finished drop box that's down there, and you can be entered in for like some gift cards. Two of my kids last year got a gift card to a couple different places.
Also, if you are a parent who does Elf on the Shelf, which I have heard that it is awful and that you shouldn't do it, but if you love your kids enough to do it, you can buy the 24-day kits on Amazon, Etsy, and Temu right now for all under $50. Yeah. So you're not having to come up with ideas.
Yep. We don't do Elf on the Shelf.
I
wouldn't recommend it. But if it's your thing, you go for it. We have friends that do Elf on the Shelf, and the dad does it, and he gets really creative. So it's pretty funny.
Where else are we at? Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
All right, guys. See you next week. You can follow us at Brooklyn Neverbrook, the Spokane Socialite, Homegrown, Home Sold, Carlson & Co. Real Estate. And then we are just our names on Facebook. Yep. We will be here same time, same place. See you next week. Cheers.